Okay, welcome in everyone. Let me know if you hear me, if you don't mind. Give me that thumbs up if you hear me all right. We'll be getting started. No time to waste. Just let me know if the sound is good. Thank you very much. Let's see what we got here. All right, so welcome in everyone. This is a Prof Show, also known as uh, Bad Guy, the Bad Guy on YouTube. But today we'll be getting into bitter pills. Okay, some bitter pills, and we will also um, be taking some open lines. So once we do our brief presentation, we'll be doing our open lines. So if you have something to say and want to join, just be prepared. You know, brush your teeth, uh, wash your face, and wear some clothes. But let's get started. I'm going to say hello to everyone before we roll on in to this program. All right, welcome in, Lisa. Hello, good afternoon, Lisa. It's a bright, sunshiny, beautiful day, and I'm sitting here on YouTube instead of enjoying the weather outside. Decided to do it. Ellen West says her day is rainy, yucky. Um, well, glad you're able to be inside and enjoying the show, Ellen. Welcome, Amy, and thank you for being here, Amy. All right. Carol, welcome. Welcome in, Carol and Lisa. All right, and Marianne Foster, welcome. Welcome to you, Marianne Foster. And Jojo, what up, Jojo? Good afternoon to you. And Lambert, welcome in, Mr. Lambert. Thank you for being here. Dawn Steele, thank you for being here. All right, guys. Phoenix, what up? Thank you for being here. Bobby Smith, thank you for coming again to participate in another show. Appreciate that, Bobby. All right, and what else we got in here? Old Mort, New Mort. Old Mort, thank you so much for your help, and appreciate you being here, and thanks for making another show. And Mr. Bill too. Thank you, Bill, for coming on in. All right, guys. All right, so look, yeah, please join the chat. Everyone lurking, please join the chat. The chat's for you. It's no big deal. Join the chat if you want to. Hit the like if you want to. Send some contributions if you want to. Share the stream if you want to. Join the panel if you want to. Do whatever you want. I appreciate that. All right. Rosie Rue, welcome in, Rosie. And Royal Wee, welcome in, Royal. All right. Yeah, so you guys made it into the chat. You guys sit back, relax for a minute. We're going to take a look at something. I'm not sure how informed you guys are on this particular thing we're going to look at, but I thought this presentation was so wonderfully put together that it is essential viewing. So in case in case any of you have not seen it, I'm going to force you to now. And this will be, this is WHAS 11. So anyone who has not already subscribed to WHAS 11, this is that channel. And this is a presentation on disgraced former sheriff Jamie Knoll. Okay. A typical example of Indiana corruption and malfeasance and disgust. And so for your enjoyment today and courtesy of WHAS 11, we're going to take a look at this.
Thanks for joining us with this special report on the state investigation into former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll, facing 25 felonies right now. I'm Prakash, joined by Focus investigative reporter Travis Breeze, who's been covering the story very closely for months now. Who is this guy?
So Jamie Knoll was the Clark County, Indiana Sheriff from 2015 until the end of 2022. And at that same time, and looking all the way back to roughly 1993, he was also in charge of or in a leadership position at 2 to 3 fire or EMS response agencies. That is Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association, as well as New Chapel EMS and New Chapel Fire. And
I just got to say real quick, this guy right here is excellent. Okay, this guy right here is excellent. An actual journalist. So let's continue.
the state investigation into him has been looking into misuse of funds as sheriff and also as the head of those EMS agencies. He is no longer the head of those agencies. He was placed on administrative leave in November, and then he was permanently removed in January.
And he's behind bars right now. We'll get to that.
He is behind bars at the moment, yes, as of very recently.
51 search warrants at this point. Something, you know, when you talk about a case and what police and attorneys may give us, this is crazy to think that over the last few months we've gotten so much detail into these investigations with him.
It is. It's crazy that we have gotten so much information on a trial that hasn't started yet. There has been 51 search warrants. A lot of them have been, it's probably been about 50-50 in terms of electronic search warrants, like for bank records or American Express purchases, and physical searches of, you know, properties, his home, the sheriff's office inventory, places where he was storing, allegedly storing county vehicles and things like that. So yeah, it's been about half physical searches and then electronic searches of records.
And we talk about these agencies he's over, a lot of the nonprofits. It showed just the span, a huge reach that he had, the leverage he had.
Okay, 51 search warrants, split between electronic and physical. How many have we seen in Delphi? How many have we seen for Delphi? Okay, so before you jump to conclusions, remember, this information we're about to learn about is after the release of 51 search warrants. Okay, so don't lose all hope yet.
In these southern Indiana communities.
Yes, I have spoken to some of the agencies that approved the contracts for these agencies, and they've all told me prior to his home being searched in August of 2023, he had a very pristine reputation in the community. He was a well-trusted sheriff. He had been a firefighter for 20 years. And his agencies were providing adequate service to the community.
A well-trusted sheriff, a well-trusted sheriff, well-trusted firefighter. His agencies had been providing adequate services to the community. So, well-trusted.
And so people were thinking, I'm getting the fire service I'm paying for. So people weren't asking a ton of questions until, you know, the first tip was left and the investigation started.
Okay, so let's take a look at the nuts and bolts again when we talk about who Jamie Knoll is. Again, former Clark County Sheriff from 2015 just to 2022, right?
That's correct. And he was replaced by Scotty Maples, who was his chief deputy at the time. And when we've been looking into these search warrants, we've seen some former employees say, Sheriff Knoll would ask me to put something in a certain room. He would ask me to put something over here, and it raised a question for me. But it doesn't seem like anyone left the initial first tip with state police until he had officially left office.
Okay. And so a lot of information has been going on, and this is a family affair at this point. This is not just our former sheriff. This is his wife and now his daughter facing allegations as well.
Yes, that's correct. His wife is a co-defendant with him on 10 charges, and his daughter is facing 9 charges. Their charges are not related to anything that he did as sheriff. They're related to the spending of the credit cards with the fire department. But I believe we want to take a look at the timeline of how this investigation started and how Sheriff Scotty Maples left the first tip with state police in the summer of 2023.
Jamie Knowles' 2 terms as sheriff ended January 1st, 2023. Scotty Maples, his chief deputy, was elected to replace him. Indiana State Police say Maples made the first tip about Knoll on June 13th. He alleged several instances of official misconduct during Knoll's term. ISP starts the investigation, and the media becomes aware on August 16th, the day the first search warrant is served. Multiple departments search a home on Old Tay Bridge in Jeffersonville that belongs to Knoll. Firefighters use buzzsaws to break through walls. ISP won't confirm Knoll is under investigation, but Maples confirms he made a tip and believes some criminal activity occurred. State police refuse to say anything until Knoll is arrested on November 8th. He has his first court appearance the next day. Knoll is read his charges, and his bond is set at $75,000 cash. He also has to turn over his passport and all guns except for 1 shotgun. Knoll posts bond on the 9th, and the entire case file is unsealed and made public.
All right, so now let's get to exactly what Jamie Knoll is facing. 25 felonies right now for stealing county funds, among other things.
So the first
25 felonies.
15 felonies were the ones that he was arrested on in November. And those are kind of the buzzwords we've been using to talk about his investigation. You've probably heard us say things like ghost employment, corrupt business influence, and making or telling county employees to do personal errands for him while they were on county time. Some of it was also on weekends or when their shift was over, allegedly, but it seems like he had some pull with them to be like, I really would appreciate if you could do this for me. And some of the allegations that have come out have even been county employees working on his personal properties, unclogging pipes, leveling floors in his basement. Those were probably jail employees that he had a good relationship with and thought that he could ask them to do some extra work for him. So the first 15 felonies are related to taking sheriff's office inventory and moving it to a separate pot for himself.
For personal gain.
Yes. And so the first 15 are all about the sheriff's office, and then the next 10, when he moved from 15 to then 25 felonies, then those are all related to Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association / New Chapel EMS / New Chapel Fire. And those are the ones that we've mostly been talking about.
Wait until you see.
It's crazy that we have gotten.
Shit. Wait until you see the dollar figures here. Wait until you see the dollar figures.
Their shift was over, allegedly, but it seems like he had some pull with them to be like, I really would appreciate if you could do this for me. And some of the allegations that have come out have even been county employees working on his personal properties, unclogging pipes, leveling floors in his basement. Those were probably jail employees that he had a good relationship with and thought that he could ask them to do some extra work for him. So the first 15 felonies are related to taking sheriff's office inventory and moving it to a separate pot for himself.
For personal gain.
Yes. And so the first 15 are all about the sheriff's office, and then the next 10, when he moved from 15 to then 25 felonies, then those are all related to Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association / New Chapel EMS / New Chapel Fire. And those are the ones that we've mostly been talking about, February, March, April, because that's kind of where the investigation has turned to, is because according to state police, they have found a very wide breadth of credit card charges, and a lot of the audience has found that very interesting.
Yeah. And then as we talked about being tied up with the entire family, let's go into Misty and what she's accused of.
Yes. All the family members have pleaded not guilty to all of their charges. We don't know if they're going to say anything to the effect of, we didn't know, Jamie handed us a credit card. We didn't know if it was the family's credit card, or we didn't know that it was a fire department credit card. We don't know if they're going to say anything like that. But Misty Knoll's 10 charges are primarily because she filed joint taxes with her husband. And the kind of the nexus of what state police is saying about why the credit card charges are illegal is because they used it for personal income and they didn't declare it as personal income on their taxes. And they've been sure to spell that out multiple times in the search warrants, saying, and the search warrants are all dated the day that they filed their tax return.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? The search warrants were filed the day that they filed their tax returns. Oh yeah, you think they were being looked at?
And so that is what state police have been able to use as their kind of through arrow about the illegal activity, allegedly, is taking the fire department funds for personal purchases without declaring it as personal income. And the same can be said for Casey Knoll.
His daughter.
His daughter. And her charges are the lowest of the three, I believe. Jamie, by far the most amount of alleged charges, then Misty, and then Casey. And I also want to say that a lot of people have asked me, you know, out in the city, how much time could he be facing? And him and his family are all facing level 5 and level 6 felonies, which are the lowest and second lowest levels of felonies in Indiana. They carry a recommended sentence of 3 and 1 years. So it's hard to guess if Special Judge Medlock could make them run concurrently or consecutively. We're not even close to making that decision yet, but he's not facing a ton of time at the moment.
Okay. There are a lot of dates and a lot of things that we have learned, and we have another timeline for you at this point.
Yes. We wanted to say that in all three of these cases, they've needed a special judge in all of them because...
Pay attention to this part. Pay attention to this. In all three of these, they need a special judge. And continue to pay attention here. This is important. How does this relate to Delphi?
Jamie was so ingrained with the Clark County court system as sheriff for 8 years, so they've needed a special judge to be appointed through the Indiana Supreme Court for all three of the cases. And they've also needed a special state prosecutor because the prosecutor...
Timeline for you at this point.
Yes.
One more time for those in the back.
That in all three of these cases, they've needed a special judge in all of them because Jamie was so ingrained with the Clark County court system as sheriff for 8 years. So they've needed a special judge to be appointed through the Indiana Supreme Court for all three of the cases. And they've also needed a special state prosecutor because the prosecutor in Clark County is a Republican, and he removed himself as well. So now we're going to show you guys the timeline of what has been a very active January, February, and March.
On January 22nd, police said they were investigating $4.8 million worth of questionable activity on Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association credit cards. They did not believe Knoll had ever reimbursed the department. Misty Knoll was charged on January 31st, and Special Judge Medlock signed her arrest warrant on February 1st. Misty was already at the courthouse waiting to turn herself in. In her arresting documents, police release a month-by-month spending breakdown for $3.5 million worth of charges, including pool renovations at a home in Florida, tanning beds, and purchases at Victoria's Secret. Jamie was accused of making $2.8 million in purchases and Misty $660,000 between 2018 and 2023. On the 9th, Casey Knoll, one of Jamie and Misty's daughters, is mentioned in court documents as a user of the fire department credit cards. On February 16th, the Indiana State Board of Accounts finished its audit of the Clark County Sheriff's Office and requested Knoll repay $900,000 he allegedly stole from the jail commissary fund. Much of that was to a friend for vague consulting work. Casey Knoll is arrested on 9 felonies on March 8th. all related to using Utica Township credit cards and not declaring it as income. On that same day, the heirs of William Leon Knoll file a petition saying Jamie Knoll profited from his brother's estate after he died. The petition is to reopen the estate and see where the money went. New Chapel EMS held a press conference on March 13th to say it had no knowledge what Jamie Knoll was doing and was working to get back the public's trust. 5 days later, the organization files a lawsuit against Jamie Knoll saying he is still using the credit cards while no longer being an employee and is refusing to give them up.
Again, so many players in these investigations, and we spoke about this at the very top and how unusual this case is because of all the information we as the public have been able to receive through the release of these search warrants. Again, now in the 50s at this point. What have we found so far? I know we have a lengthy list of the items.
One thing that people were very interested to learn about at the start was the vehicle inventory of the Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association. And what we have up on our screen here now is related to his crimes that police say he did as sheriff. So one pot of money that search warrants have said that Knoll used heavily was the jail commissary fund. And the jail commissary fund is meant for inmates to buy gifts or snacks while they're in jail. It's meant for general jail improvements and technology improvements. And the current leadership at the Sheriff's Department has said to me that that is a fund that did not have a ton of oversight. And as you saw in the timeline, the State Board of Accounts asked Jamie Knoll to repay $900,000 that he allegedly took from the jail commissary fund. They don't have the power they don't have a court order to require him to repay that money at the moment, so we're still waiting to see where that will go. I'll get back to the vehicle inventory now. What's come out in the search warrants, police are saying that Knoll would swap the vehicles back and forth between the sheriff's office and his nonprofit EMS entities. He would send someone to a government auction or something like that, and he would say, go pick this up for the sheriff's department. And then in the search warrants, it said a few times the employee would then drop it off at Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association. There was also some examples of when Knoll would, he would take a sheriff's office vehicle or he would take a fire department vehicle and he would use it as a trade-in for himself, for a personal vehicle. And
what? So he takes the vehicles for the public, goes and uses them as trade-ins to get his own new vehicle more than once.
in the search warrants, it said many times that he would never reimburse the department. Some of the other eye-popping, kind of flashy charges that we've seen is related to travel. State police are alleging that he misspent $3.5 million worth of charges.
Look at this.
Over 5 years.
Look at this.
We have down on there $327,000 for airfare, Ubers, hotels, and timeshares. A search warrant came out recently that he was paying off a timeshare using Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association credit cards. Alcohol and tobacco, $77,000 according to search warrants. Apartment rentals, $22,000. Beauty products, $165,000. And some fine clothing. So state police have spared no detail in their search warrants.
There's a Cessna plane in there somewhere, right?
This Cessna plane is...
I just want you to notice, okay? Notice here who this money belonged to. Okay, let's play
police
it.
have spared...
Look at that. Look at it.
spared no detail in their search warrants.
There's a Cessna plane in there somewhere, right?
This Cessna plane is under sheriff's office charges. Okay. I think it said that he created a Clark County Sheriff's Office aviation department, and he purchased 2 planes, One that the informant in the search warrant said was for the sheriff's office, and one that the informant said, I was under the impression it was a personal purchase for Mr. Knoll. And that was, I believe, a $25,000 airplane with $16,000 worth of repairs. And that was, yeah, that was another one that caught people's eye for sure.
This has definitely shined a light on such a broken system. How did this go unnoticed by so many people for so long? I
asked the Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association current chief, Matt Owen, did Jamie Knoll have to turn in receipts to you guys? And he said, I think that will come out in the investigation. I asked him, is New Chapel EMS in credit card debt? And he said there is a balance. He wouldn't extrapolate on what the balance is. But a good amount of it probably comes from him being in charge of the nonprofit entities and him not having to turn in a ton of receipts. What you're seeing here now is one of his government contracts with the New Albany Township Fire Protection District. And that contract is a 10-year contract that was signed in 2016, and it's paid out over $7 million. And if you've never heard of a fire protection district, you're probably in the majority. A fire protection district is what's used in Indiana to provide fire service in unincorporated parts of a county. And the fire district is overseen by the Fire Board of Trustees. The Fire Board of Trustees is appointed by the county commissioners, and then the county commissioners go pretty hands-off at that point. I've pressed both Clark and Floyd County, what was your guys' role in these contracts? And they've said, we didn't really have a role. It was up to the fire boards. And if you look at these contracts, some of the contracts required specific oversight that was not being done. The New Albany Township Fire Protection District contract required that the Fire Board of Trustees would receive yearly financial statements from New Chapel Fire. They weren't getting those. It required that they would approve New Chapel Fire's budget. They weren't doing that. I do want to thank Daryl Mills and Eric Furnish with the New Albany Township Fire Protection District for giving me an interview and for helping me find this, because he also had a contract with the Utica Township Fire Protection District. I haven't been able to reach any of those people. It's a significantly lower dollar amount, but without speaking with Daryl Mills and Eric Furnish, we wouldn't have been able to uncover this. And they are still part of that organization, and they're having meetings, they're doing their own internal investigation, and they want to be part of righting the ship going forward.
Right. You need people like that. And so Jamie, of course, Jamie Knoll was the Clark County Sheriff. What else was he to the local Republican parties a lot of the time?
Okay, now, I'm not sure how many of you were paying attention to my last show in which I was pretty upset, but I said some very important things there, okay? Now, I want you to listen to this part right here, because this part right here is where it ties, okay? So this is very interesting right here. Let's listen up. I'll shut up.
He was the GOP chair for Clark County. He was also the GOP chair for the 9th Congressional District. That is the district that Congresswoman Erin Hoken represents. And so he was the party representative for the 9th District, which includes multiple counties. He stepped down from both of those roles over the last few months after the leadership in those counties sent him a letter asking him to step down. He also was on Governor Eric Holcomb's transition team after he was elected in 2016. And we also know that Jamie Knoll has some pictures on his Facebook with Mike Pence. So he...
One more time for the people in the back. One more time for the people in the back. We're talking about rhinos. Okay, rhinos. Let's listen to them again for the people in the back who don't understand.
The last few months after the leadership in those counties sent him a letter asking him to step down. He also was on Governor Eric Holcomb's transition team after he was elected in 2016. And we also know that Jamie Knoll has some pictures on his Facebook with Mike Pence. So he has some deep connections to the Republican Party in Indiana for sure.
And we know, in talking about all the names out there, other sheriffs in multiple communities. I know Scott County, one of them, that's been a name that's been brought up.
Yes, that's right. Kenneth Eubanks has not been charged with anything at the moment. Kenneth Eubanks was appointed to fill a vacancy as Scott County Sheriff, I believe in 2018. And a lot of the jail commissary fund alleged misspending is to Eubanks Enterprises. It's also come out in search warrants that Kenneth Eubanks owns E&H Insurance, I believe is the name of it, and that's the agency that provides the liability coverage for his nonprofit entities, for his fire departments. And so Eubanks is not charged with anything at the moment. I want to emphasize that. But yes, there has been a connection to him, and he served as Scott County Sheriff for only 8 months to serve as an appointment, and he did not run for re-election.
So the biggest thing that's happened recently, of course, was the Jamie Knoll contempt of court hearing that happened back on April 9th, and we heard from the judge who didn't hold back.
Yeah, so.
Okay, yeah, so I wanted to emphasize here the Holcomb and Pence connection, Holcomb and Pence. Also, earlier I wanted, and I did emphasize to you, the appointment of a special judge and a special prosecutor. Okay, so just pay attention here. 51 search warrants, which is why we know all of this.
Let's just paint the picture a little bit about what the contempt of court hearing was about. So when Jamie was arrested on November 9th, his bond conditions were to turn over all of his weapons except for one shotgun for home defense. And he couldn't be released from custody until that had been done. So he had to call 2 people and say, will you please go through my house and pick up all my guns and turn them into state police? The 2 people he chose to do that were Bradley Kramer, who's his brother-in-law, and Charlie Moon, who is a Floyd County resident who previously unsuccessfully ran for Floyd County Council. And they found 82 guns when they went through Knoll's home on Old Tay Bridge, possibly one other property. And they did not find 2 semi-automatic pistols that were in the basement. And so the contempt of court hearing, Jamie's side argued it was an honest mistake. We did our best. We asked 2 people to go through the house. We were speaking with them on the phone, saying there's guns here, there's guns there. And it was an honest mistake on our part. Special Judge Larry Medlock was not having it, and he ordered Knoll in contempt of court.
I told Mr. Knoll, don't do anything stupid. Do not try to deceive me, defy me. You will not like the consequences. Today is that day. You are not the law. You don't interpret the law. You don't enforce the law. You're not above the law. I find that you are in contempt of this court. Take him into custody. They're right there with.
So that was the moment. It was a long proceeding. It was about 3 hours court proceedings. And we didn't know if there was going to be anything really reportable or super newsworthy about that day. And then Judge Medlock was saving some fireworks for the end there. So Jamie Knoll will be in jail for 60 days, assuming there's no appeal or there's no attempt to change that. And his trial will be more than 60 days away. So they'll have plenty of time to meet and prepare for the case.
And he is still the only one of the 3 currently in jail at this point.
Yes. Misty and Casey both spent a weekend in jail. They were arrested near the end of the week, and they spent a weekend in the Scott County Jail, and then they were released. So Jamie's the only one awaiting trial in custody at the moment.
What is next in this case?
So we mentioned it in the timeline, the heirs of Leon Knoll lawsuit. That case is looking to reopen Jamie's late brother's estate because there was a search warrant that came out that said that he was made the controller of his brother's estate and that he illegally profited from it. So Leon Knowles' children have, it's not a lawsuit, I need to be clear about that. It's a petition to reopen the estate, and that is going forward. The last I talked to the attorney representing the kids, an attorney has not come forward yet to represent Jamie Knoll in that case, which is understandable. They have a lot of other things going on. But when an attorney is appointed in that case, which is a civil case, it's not a criminal case, then we'll be able to see how that petition plays out. I'm trying to speak to a former employee of New Chapel EMS about what it was like to work for Jamie Knoll. Some of the things that they've told me over the phone is that there was a lot of blurred lines about who was a firefighter and who would drive an ambulance. And Matt Owen with New Chapel EMS, he told me that we've acknowledged that that did happen in the past and we're trying to get rid of it. And then as far as court dates, there's a pretrial court date on May 6th. That was supposed to be the start of the actual trial, but it got pushed back to November. So things have slowed down. There was a week where we got search warrants, 4 or 5 search warrants in a week. It has slowed down, but there could be some additional defendants, and we don't know what else the state police are looking into at the moment.
Right. It's at the hands of the police, obviously, and of course we will keep you in light of what we find out. Travis, we know you've been keeping an eye, a very close watch over this case. Thank you so much for all of your insight, and thank you all for watching this special presentation. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bravo, bravo, WHAS 11. Bravo. Bravo. Please go and subscribe to their channel for more updates and for the wonderful work like you just witnessed. I think they did an amazing job there, and hopefully they continue to do such amazing work. Just imagine if we had this in Delphi, Indiana. Just imagine if we had this in Carroll County. Just imagine if we had this surrounding the Florida fires and fires in Logansport and Monticello. Just imagine. Just imagine. The millions of dollars that we are talking about. It's hard to conceive because it was all broken up, but millions of dollars. Right. But yes, so that's remember at the beginning of the presentation, they said he was a respected sheriff, a respected firefighter. No one had anything to say until after he left, and then boom. Welcome in, Kayla. Welcome in, Nobody Nothing. And Rochelle, thank you for the super sticker again, Rochelle, and welcome to you. Thank you so much. All right. That's what Clinton County is doing. The sheriff's wife started a business for commissary. The daughter runs probation. Son-in-laws run community corrections, and the other daughter runs the sheriff's bar. Okay. All right. I've never heard a gavel hit that hard either. He almost broke it. I'm surprised he didn't break it. All right. Yeah, he almost broke it. That's what you're saying. Yeah, he almost broke him. Yeah, but I mean, look, do you think this is an isolated case? Let's be real here. Do you think that this is an isolated case with this one guy? Okay. There are many FBI looking into these things. What was the city auditor doing while the sheriff was out being a high roller? Welcome in, Scott. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome in, Underpants. Shane Evans never answered for the $80,000. And there's more than that he hasn't answered for. Read with love. Clinton County has 2 to 3 officers. 2 out of 3 or 2 of 3? 2 or 3. I don't know. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, okay? Special judge, special prosecutor. All right. All right. Special judge, special prosecutor. All right. Lead with love. Thank you for your super sticker. Appreciate that. That's lovely. Thank you. Thank you for leading with love. All right. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. Why do you think he's in the prosecutor's office? Okay. You want a conspiracy theory? Here's one. If Shane Evans was intending to help cover up the Delphi murders, don't you think an ideal place for him to be is in the prosecutor's office? Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Everything is associated with local government, meaning they are. Nobody Nothing says up to 72 cases now dismissed for one piece of shit dirty cop in Lafayette. Oh, what's his name? Come on, we talk names here. We don't give anonymity here. So he knows what's going on. Wink, wink. Yeah, but that's what I mean. A prime example. Shane Evans will be the next judge. Oh man, that's the last thing we need. Last thing we need. Shane Evans, I believe, is trying to cover up the murders of Abby and Libby, just like the rest. But yeah, that's your Indiana well-respected sheriff and fire personnel. Uh, oh yeah, he wants to be proven. He wants to give the slap on the wrist. Yeah, well, the judge is supposed to be the control, but as you see, it's always abused. It's always abused. Always abused. I mean, who has been telling us for many years that the whole judicial system is corrupt? Oh, no, don't worry. Never mind. Uh, all right. So I posted the link there for anyone who wants to come and discuss with us. But this is just we're doing a little daytime show here, a little afternoon show for you people. And I thought that was worth taking the time. Otherwise, some of you may have not watched it, but just it's an isolated incident. I mean, and you got people telling you there's no corruption in law enforcement. There's no corruption in law enforcement. There's no corruption in Indiana. There's no corruption in the Delphi investigation. There's no corruption in the Delphi prosecution. People tell you lots of things. Okay? People will tell you lots of things, but I don't know. The only reason we would know about that, right, is that there's been 51 search warrants released. I mean, my God, How many? How many do we have for Delphi? How many? Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Yeah, Amy. He figured he could direct millions of dollars at his pleasure in whichever way he wanted for his own personal enjoyment. Uh, I guess he found out. I guess he found out. Now consider this, Sheriff, and others corrupting local control are operatives of chaos. Zero, yeah. I don't know. We got the Ron Logan, and it showed us pretty much nothing. All right. Yeah, and his family. So this the game his family is going to play is. We didn't know we were using fire department credit cards because it's not printed on the. Because when we use that credit card, it's not obvious that there's a fire department emblem on there and it says fire department. No, no, we didn't know. We didn't know what we were doing. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Lead with love. How many millions of dollars for those tiny little towns each? And they're just blowing it willy nilly, blowing it. So today in Terre Haute, Shane Meehan, who shot and killed Ferenczi, is intending to plead insanity. Oh, really? Really? Yeah, it wasn't insane when he worked as a CO in the federal facility, right? He wasn't insane when he ran for mayor, right? He wasn't insane when he went there and threw Molotov cocktails at the building to lure out Mr. Ferenczi, and he wasn't insane when he shot uh, directly at Mr. Ferenczi and killed him. But now he's insane. Okay, I see. Was he insane when he pledged allegiance to Loki and Odin and the white supremacists? I'm just wondering if he was insane then too. Okay. But yeah, now he's insane. Now he's insane. All right. Welcome in, SDS. Welcome into you. Nice new look. Welcome in. Right. Yep. So look, where is it? Where is it? I'll put it here. Here's the link. Someone please join. You guys come and join, especially the trolls, because let me say something here. I'm not going to validate them by giving you any details, telling you who they are, any of this shit. I'm not going to give them any attention like that. But the trolls have been especially active. The trolls are upset right now because it's crunch time. Okay. Oh, you see them coming in? See them coming in? See them coming in? They won't join the stream, but they'll come in and talk shit in the chat. But the trolls have been extremely busy, and see what they've done. The trolls have made all new accounts. Okay, the trolls have made all new accounts, and they've changed strategies. They pulled a Doug Carter, just like Doug Carter. They're full of shits, and they're hiding the murders of Abby and Libby. And so they've come up with some new tactics, which is to make all new accounts and to change strategies in how they're trying to cause problems. And let me tell you what the new strategy is. One of them, their intention right now is to cause division within the community. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to break up and cause division between us who on this side are tight, you know. So they want me and the people I'm tight with to be separated. Okay, so what they're doing right now, they're going and they're trying to cause division with a bunch of us. And actually reminds me, I forgot to email someone today to give them that heads up. But yeah, these trolls now, they got all new accounts and they have a different tactic. So instead of coming in and attacking directly, they're trying to come in and cause division, okay, and gaslight and cause division. So that's what we're dealing with right now. Okay, welcome in, Ding Dong. All right. They, like Carter, never went back to the beginning. All right. Yeah, they're rebranded and they re-strategized because we exposed them too badly. So at the end of the year, I did expose them quite severely, but not as severe as I'm about to in the near future because since they're starting their shit back up, I'll have to do another round of troll farm exposure, and they're going to hate it this time because it's the same handful of people. Okay, it is the same handful of people. Uh, this handful of people, just so you'll know, okay, what they're trying to do is they try to validate themselves by pretending to advocate for 4 dead black girls. Now, first of all, that is morally and ethically extremely disgusting and corrupt. Okay, you're trying to use the deaths of 4 young black girls, okay, to uh, to validate yourselves. Okay, so these troll farm, they're trying to use these four dead black girls and pretend to advocate for them, so that when they come in and troll the Delphi murders, they then seem to have some credibility. Okay, so first of all, I take offense that it's 4 dead black girls you're using. Why not go use a couple dead white girls? Because the fact that you're using black girls, it's extremely infuriating to me, and it verges on racist, but on racism. But it makes sense because you are racist, and we know who you are, and we know your affiliations. We know why you do what you do. And I may not have told you, Troll Farm, but we have done deep research into your families. We know your extended family and your connections. We know how you are related. Okay, so Troll Farm, I'm sorry to tell you, if you keep it up, you're gonna find out real fucking quick. Okay, because what you're trying is not gonna work, and what you're going to find out is that you're going to be dealt with. So I would ask you to stop your shit. So the last thing I want to do is have to talk about your family, but I will. This video tells a story of how a criminal enterprise works locally, but condoned, hidden, protected by the state. Look who causes chaos. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, so I mean, they don't bother me anymore because I'll tell you who they are. I mean that's the thing. They're like, like I say, let them. You fuckers keep your shit up, and if you think I have not already exposed you enough by just putting your photos up and your names, uh, we'll get into your family history and your connections and who you actually are. Because I've had enough of your shit, and I don't mind exposing you down to the dirt. Whenever people die, resign, or step down around a horrendous crime, there's a problem. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Speaking of that, uh, Robert Ives, what the fuck? Benjamin Diener, what the fuck? Fouts, what the fuck? Uh, Doug Carter, what the fuck? David Vito, what the fuck? All you guys, what the fuck? I mean, Dennis Randall, what the fuck? Community organizing, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's not a troll farm episode, but there will be a few more coming up. I guarantee you. The trolls are all over at Joe. Yeah, I saw them yesterday. They were going into Joe's trying to do the same thing. They're trying to cause Joe to become irate. Okay, so they're going after Joe now. They're coming in here now. Why? Because it's crunch time and they're getting uncomfortable. So we'll be dealing with them. Okay. I want to know something. Hold on. I got to get this together. I apologize. Let's see. But like I say, you notice they won't click the link. I'm still challenging them to click the fucking link. Okay. All right. State is now trying to take down Click and wants to bring in 16 inmate watchers for Richard Allen and 8 guards to say he confessed to all of them. Hey, I say bring everybody into the courtroom. And I mean everybody. Bring them all in. Let's put everybody on the stand. The whole fucking town. 3,000? Yeah, we got 3,000? Let's put all 3,000 on the stand. I mean, what? We could get it done in a year, right? Put all 3,000 residents of Delphi on the stand. Hey, Prof and chat, I'm not a troll. They are trying to put a wall between you and Joe. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're trying to cause division. And they've changed, like I said, they changed accounts and they changed strategies. But that's okay because it's fucking obvious. And I mean, I know Kay West can see right through it. I can see right through it. Bonnie, you can see right through it. My buddy Noe can see right through it. Joe's going to see right through it. There's a lot of us who can see right through it. But like I say, let me see it for one more day. And we'll do 5. We're going to do 5 Troll Farm episodes if you do it for one more fucking day. All right. All right. Yeah, bring them all in. All 5, all 3,000. I want to see 3,000. 3,000 people in the stand. Come on, let's fuck around. They want to fuck around and find out. Let's fuck around. Let's find out. Welcome in, optometrist. Been a long time no see, but I still respect you, sir. Where the fuck you been? Bring them all in. Let's bring them all in. But yeah, let's see if I can pin this. Is it too late to pin it? Possibly too late to pin it. I'll have to repost. I can do that. Yeah, why does Kay have a wrench? I mean, why does Kay have a wrench? Kay's a little too unstable to have a wrench. Kay doesn't need a wrench. She's a little emotional. She's a little wacko. No, it's not allowing me to pin it. I'm having some trouble pinning this, so it's not going to get pinned, but can it? Why can't I? Doesn't like to pin links, maybe? All right. They're trying to get us to become unfocused. Well, their chaos division is their tactics, but if they keep fucking around, they're going to find out. All right. Yeah, so you see the link in the chat, okay? I can't pin it for some reason. It's upsetting. It's upsetting. I can't pin it, but it's this link here. Hey, trolls, click the link. Click the link, okay? Show your ass. Show your ass. All right, good job, Bobby Smith. Go pick up that grandkid. Go pick up that grandkid. That's important. Go be Papa. Yeah, they're trying to cause problems, but I mean, the thing is, I spent 6 months trying to expose. I spent 6 months trying to expose these trolls, and all you guys did was get mad at me for doing so, okay? All you guys did was get aggravated with me that I was showing you who the trolls were and what they do. So unfortunately, we'll have to get back to it if they keep the shit up. But I tell you what they have in common. Okay, what do they have in common? They're all tied into the meth game and into the white supremacist biker gangs. Okay, that's your troll farm. Your troll farm. Okay, here's speaking of troll farm. Okay. Looks like I have a lot to catch up on. I haven't been anywhere for a few months. Oh, you have a lot to catch up on. It's go time with the Richard Allen case. Okay. All right. Oh, there you go. Now it's working. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy. That seemed to work. So everyone, look at the top of the damn chat. I have pinned the link to join. Someone can join. Trolls can join, but they won't because they're pussies. All right. Well, they're all tied to the Kokomo Crew meth gang, and they're all tied to the white supremacist bikers. And if you think I'm fucking around, you'll find out. Lead with love. Enjoy the doctors. Enjoy the doctors. I would not. I never do. I hope you enjoy it. No, Amy did it. You and Amy. I didn't do anything. Amy somehow fixed it for me. But thank you. I see you and Amy. That was nice. Yes, they're scared. That's what I mean by them being uncomfortable. Thank you, Rochelle. You got to run. Take care. Everyone's got to run right now. Everyone, go enjoy your day. People are still doing things, right? It's the middle of the day. Go enjoy your day. No, it's the same trolls as always, except There's been one or two more hired. We'll talk about that later. But no, it's the same trolls as always, but they've hired one more. They've hired one more. So now there's extra trolls. But they all have new fake accounts, so that's the important thing. All the accounts are new. They've all got new accounts and new tactics, but we see right through that. But yeah, they're all meth up because they like the meth game and they like the racist, and that's how they roll on their bikes. And they use the internet to control. See, this is the most important thing. It's something that I have to try to get Joe to understand, and I got to have a talk with him. But the most important aspect of Delphi murders case, and I don't mean the Richard Allen case, I mean Delphi murders all the way around. Most important thing is the control of social media. Okay? That is the actual most important point in this entire case, and no one understands it. Okay, no one understands it. I've been trying to drill it into you guys. They have controlled the social. What? Okay, first of all, why social media? Well, because social media is more important than the mainstream media in this day and age. Social media is the media. So, from day one, they have controlled social media around this case. And by control social media, I mean every aspect from the top to the bottom. So they have controlled the major channels on the Delphi murders. They have controlled the chats and the comment sections of all by trolling. So what you've got to understand, when you have an individual with 50 accounts, okay, you have an individual with 50 accounts, they create a false reality in the comment sections and in the live chats, okay? Because they use those 50 accounts. They put on these masks using these accounts, and they go in and they pretend that they try to make it seem as if the authentic feeling from the online community is this, that, and the other. It's how they control the narrative, okay? They also control several of the channels, like all of the major Delphi Murders channels are controlled by these people. So when I say they're from the top to the bottom on social media, I mean that. They control the media, the information that is fed to the news outlets. Yes, I mean HLN, Barbara McDonald and them, the shit that's fed to them. Okay, the shit that is fed to them is fed by these people. Okay, they control the majority of the Delphi content YouTube channels, and I'm not going to name them, but all the big creators pretty much are under their control. They control all of the consensus in the chats, because they come in under all of their 40, 50 accounts, and they will take over every fucking comment section, every chat. And so that's what they do. That's how a small number of people can control the entire narrative around the Delphi murders for 7 years. 7 years they have controlled the Delphi murders. That's why it's a social media case. Okay. It's a social media case. Someone said it in here. Let me put it. Yeah. It's been a social media case since day one. To this very day, it's a social media case. Okay. Look, anyone coming in here telling me to let people in, no, fuck them. Tell them to get on one of their troll accounts, click the link, and let me see their fat ass faces. And then they're welcome to come on the screen. I'm not unblocking anyone in here. And yeah, those you're mentioning, they're pieces of shit. They are trolls and they are assholes. And they're welcome to come on so I can fuck them over and light them on fire. But they're not going to do it their way. They're not going to do it their way. This is my channel. I control this channel. Losers. They even have conversations with themselves. Yes, especially Tommy Frost. Okay, Tommy Frost, that's his main MO. That guy, what a loser. That guy's main MO is he has entire conversations with himself, usually though kissing his own ass. He's the funniest. I mean, that guy right there, he's like oh man, he's the most hilarious of them. All right, so yeah. Anyway, there's old Mart says these guys all use the same paper. Hey, look, there's Four Pits. Let's let him on. That's my man right there. Let's let Four Pits on. Yeah, we're Prof crew here. There he is. See if I can hear him.
Prof's still around.
Yeah, Prof's here.
Guess who's gone? I just want to pop in for a second. Guess who's gone though? Guess who's not around? Guess who's not around anymore?
Who's that?
Murder Sheet's not around anymore. Guess who's not around anymore? Rick Snay's not around anymore.
Nope.
Who else we got? Fig. Oh, we got Fig. Fig's not around anymore.
Little Frank.
But hey, man, Prof is still around. Joe Lewis is still around. The guys who know a little bit about something are still around. I just wanted to come on and take a seat with you for a minute, Prof. Like I said, I don't want to stay long. I just wanted to point that out for all the heroes out there.
Thanks a lot, brother. You so what'd you think about what we just watched? Did you watch some of that? Uh-oh.
I might lose you.
Maybe you're losing me.
What I think about what?
Oh,
I think about
Jamie Knoll that we just watched.
Oh, reminds me of Delphi stuff with the Randalls. All the stuff they've done over the years and the business they're building. From a small town and 2 decades ago, now they're big time. In 20 years, they went from poverty to rich. And they've raped all their citizens to get there, raised the water bills on them, all new codes, building permits that were never heard of before. Just pocket the money, pocket. New cop cars, new jail. $2 million for an investigation. I mean, it all fits that picture.
Yeah, and you got Pence and Holcomb in the mix, and I mean it's just the same old group of assholes.
But let's not talk about it. Let's focus on one suspect. No, there's more than one suspect. There's a whole community. There's not two things on trial. There's a murderer on trial, and there is a community on trial.
Yeah, let's expose all of them, because I know one thing. This guy right here has nothing to do with it. So why do I care?
Same here. I have nothing to do with it except the fact that I grew up there. I'm friends and family with a lot of them, and I watched it go on for most of my life, and I know the connections and the affiliations of them all, and I know a lot of them who've been doing it for the years after years. It's the same family names. It's It's the reason I left the place. So, like, there's a guy named CJ. CJ wants to say my name all the time for Pitts. Well, CJ, I'm here to tell you I do know them all. And I'm sorry you can't handle the fact that I do know the connections. You know, you want to get around here and bash on me. I'm a hometowner. I'm not the guy over in Australia or Denmark or, you know, those are my people.
Well,
I'm tired of it all, Prof. I'm so tired of it.
I'm tired of it too. And they,
I
see,
mean, you guys get to see the lies being spread and exposed and online, but when you lived around it and you've seen it and you watched it happen to yourself and your friends and others, and then you see it still happening, it's very hard to swallow.
well, you lived through it. You lived through it. You lived through it
Yeah,
with a bunch.
I sure did. I lived through it. I lived through it. I lived through the Randall era. I lived through all that. I lived through Tony Burns. I lived through Tobe. I lived through about 3 or 4 of them sheriffs. So, man, I just wanted to pop on. You know, everybody kind of shies away from popping on with you here lately. I'm not scared.
Yeah, well, thanks for popping. I thought you were driving for a minute, but it looks like you're riding, so that's
Yeah,
good.
I'm usually co-pilot.
All right, well, enjoy. Thanks for popping on, and
You know, you're doing a good thing, Prof. You know, a lot of them don't understand what you've researched and who you've associated with and communicated with and where you've got your info. And, you know, that's not your problem. That's their problem.
it's their problem. And the thing is, they don't understand this is all day, every day. I mean, you know that from first thing
And,
in
you
the
know,
morning.
I see them guys raising money and all that. That's all cool. I see some of the faces that get up there, the wannabe big names like Travis and what's the other guy? What's the other guy that was up there on CJ's show? The bigwig, Michael. I'm sure he's an all right guy, but you know, like they're nobodies too. They're up against Carroll County. They don't get it. The ball is in Carroll County's court.
Well, yeah, and they've controlled this.
So you can do what you want to do and raise what you want to raise. You know, the awareness is what you want to raise. The awareness towards that county.
Yeah, thank you. And I think they're in the hot seat now because who the fuck is going to look away from this?
I mean, I don't know. I know Brad and Andy have been doing what they do for a very long time. And they're going to put up the fight that I think we all deserve. So I'm proud of them guys. Whether they get it done or not, I don't know. That's a tough battle in that courthouse.
Yeah,
you know, that's a cornerstone of law. You know, and they've ran it their way for so long. So I don't know. I wish anybody luck that goes up against them.
yeah, and like I told you the other day, I said to you that their job is defending Allen against the charges. It's not solving the fucking case, you know. So we're expecting and hoping that there's some solving of the case, but that's not their job, you know.
No, it's really not. We'd like to see that. I think everybody would. We want the motives. We want the family connections that we've presented. We want the friends, the affiliations. We want to know what would have made a person so upset to go out there and kill someone's daughters. We want to know it all, and I hope we do. I hope Baldwin and Rozzy bring it out. But
Hey man,
you
that
know,
was your buddy's daughter. You know what I mean? And the way I look at it,
you know, that's what I mean. I could really. This may
justice. You know, the
Yeah,
way.
you know, it may sound kind of nasty what I'm about to say, but and I've said some things towards Derek's direction where he's probably upset with me, but whether he likes it or not, that's my brother, and I love him. And I'd hated having to tell what I've told and spread what I've spread and shared what I've shared, and I've hated it in a lot of ways, and a lot of them hate me for it. But you know, there comes a time. There comes a time, and I felt like it was time to share a lot of it, so I did.
Mhm.
But I love Derek German to death. He's a friend of mine, whether he thinks so or not at this point. I would do anything to try to solve the murders of his daughter. So,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
that's what I'm saying. It's his daughter that needs the justice. You know,
yeah,
daughter.
I realized that a long time ago when I was affiliating with Doug Rice, and me and Doug Rice spent so many hours and late nights together. I learned a long time ago it wasn't about Derek. It wasn't about the patties. And it sure as hell wasn't about money.
No.
That money that's come in and the donations and the fundraisers, and I fought for 7 years and dug and dove and it just amazes me. I've never even reached out for one penny. I've never given one penny. It's not the money thing. Just has sickened me, and that's just how I feel about it. You know?
Yeah, well, it's what upset me with Joe is that Joe said he wanted to blow up the park, which he was speaking metaphorically. You know, he
And
was.
Joe was speaking at a time where he was being attacked, and he wasn't thinking clearly about how he was expressing himself.
Yeah, but I gotta say I agree with the sentiment. The sentiment is it's a fucking money laundering operation. It makes me disgustingly sick. I'd like
Well,
for it to go too.
when you know there. Well, listen, like a guy from town knows. Like, wait a second, we had 5 ballparks in town. 2 of them weren't even being used. We had the annex. Um, you know, there were ballparks that weren't being utilized to begin with, or being disassembled and erased. You know, I just it's hard for me as a hometowner to wrap my head around what all they've done, all the way down to letting Nick prosecute the case, having decades of history with the family. It I'm just fathomed. Letting Liggett and Mullins kind of take the reign over the FBI. It it doesn't surprise me. It's typical Carroll County behavior. So
We'll see that.
anybody out there saying that it isn't, I seen Ruckus has gotten something coming on tonight. I always like to get a laugh out of him. But I don't know. I don't know, Prof. Like I said, it's a tough fortress to break the walls in. You know, they know how to lock her up and throw away the key.
Yeah, but I have faith deep within. I think there's somebody higher looking down on this, and not just God. I think you probably got some good feds somewhere here and there.
Well,
I think
let's hope.
the day is coming. I
I
just
think
hope.
that's what a lot of people have been working for. Try to get some eyes on this, so somebody can get in there and dig around. I mean, how much do you have to dig, though? I mean, we've exposed sheriffs of embezzling money from courthouse. We've had auditors expose stuff of the commissioners, budgets, blah blah blah. You know how there's been unanswered murders in that community. Um, just it goes on and on. How much do you have to scream at the top of your lungs before they actually start looking?
Well, that's what I was saying the other day on my show, dude. I was saying, look, This case is already solved. The thing is, it's solved out on the internet. You just have to be able to look at it all and understand every single piece and where it leads you. And the thing is, for me, it leads you in one fucking direction. And it's obvious. Now,
You know, and like, man, the whole property thing around there, like, for people to just up and want to deny the Vinlander, Odinism, heathenry type stuff. Well, I'm here to tell you, we saw the evidence of it all spread through the woods. Self-made shacks, hanging bones, the way the crime scene was left. Some of the people that come out and spoke about it, that even said they spit on the girls. Some of the ties of the Delphi community that are now starting to tie into the Vinlanders. Some of them same drug affiliations with them names. The Kokomo crew deal, like, you know, I know they got locked up, and a lot of them think it's a one-man deal, but you sure can't ignore all the rest. They haven't showed it. They haven't showed us enough to convince us that it's Allen.
No, that's where I'm at. Not enough info on that guy.
They know that. I know they got the bullet, and they got him being on the bridge, and some confessions from jail. I mean, that's all salty stuff. That's not good, solid, hardcore. That's all salty. Those are salted gems. Like when you go rock hounding or rock hunting, you go to the mines and you pay to dig the pit. That's all salted gems. That's brought in from somewhere else. You know, the gems you're looking for are the gems you dig naturally out of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I enjoyed coming on. I want to support you, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. And
I hope the others support you, whether you're wrong or right, or, you know, I hope they support you, because what you're doing is for the right cause.
Hey, my heart's in the right place. At least I believe. So
yeah,
yours too. I know it is. No matter what you say, I know yours is.
You took some heller beatings, and so have I, and a lot of others have too. You know, but we can't let them run us off.
Yep.
So it saddens me to hear some of the creators wanting to give up their channels
And the ticket.
just because of what others say. You know, I learned a long time ago, who gives a F what others think and say. But I'm gonna get off here.
All right. Peace out. Thank you.
See ya. I'll stay in touch.
All right. All right. That's Josh. That's Josh, y'all. He's real as they come. I mean, the thing I'm about is the heart in the right place. Heart in the right place. And it's pretty obvious. And I think it's obvious to all of you. See where people have their hearts in the right place and see people who don't. And if the guys give you a bad fucking smell, like a lot of these guys do, then you know they ain't legit. They have something else up their sleeve. And hey, the way that see one of the biggest tells for me is you look at these people who have their primary MO is going after people. Okay, they don't come on. They don't come and be working and trying to work things out and figure things out and work. No, they want to go after people. You know, and when you see these people who they come onto the scene and they're going after people, it's obvious. It's like, oh, their whole thing is coming in causing chaos, division, and look, it's a fucking troll farm tactics. Chaos, division, going after people. You know? And some people don't. Some people come and do work, honest work. Joe may come across as hot-headed, but I see it as his way of stressing his passion and what his research has led him to, sharing with us. He's frustrated with the cover-up and lies. Yeah, we all are, and we're all different. And Joe's culture is different. Like Joe said that last night, right? Joe said it last night. He's Portuguese. Okay, fucking Portugal. You know, I mean, goddamn. You know, people express themselves differently across cultures. They may have to solve it to free Richard Allen. Otherwise, a corrupt Carroll County judicial already in too deep to let the truth out. Well, see, I don't necessarily agree, and nor do I disagree. I think this: if going to trial means more facts come out about the murderers of Abby and Libby, then that's what I want. Because one thing I'm confident of: more than one person killed these girls. Death threats and have no jobs. Well, that too. Who's supporting them? Girlfriends and subscribers. Stupid girlfriends and stupid subscribers, yes. If you don't read pages, they don't read pages of court documents. Right? Captain Underpants says, if you ever come over to UK, I'll buy you a beer or two, bro. Thank you. I'd go to the pub with you. I probably want food, though. I'm an eater. All right. So, yeah, no, don't let Four Pit stop you. Please, anyone else? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Y'all rock, they can't beat us. No, like I said, the attention of the world will never stray away from the Delphi murders until everyone is dealt with, until it's all solved. And Richard Allen ain't going to solve it. The trial against Richard Allen may help in solving it, but it doesn't begin and end with Richard Allen. Absolutely not. Take my word for it. Aaron Town, sorry I have missed many streams lately. Well, I am too. But welcome in. Professor Pug, I would love to see you guys unite. I would love to unite with everyone, but here's the bottom line fact. Almost everyone has turned their back on me in this fucking game for a reason. What do you think that reason is? I'll tell you what the fucking reason is. Because they're not interested in solving the Delphi murders. They're interested in promoting a specific distracting narrative on the Delphi murders. If they gave a fuck about the Delphi murders, they would be right here beside me. At least 4 more killers. I'm assuming 7 to 14. 7 to 11, 7 to 14, 7 to 17. I mean, you got a couple handfuls. It's my opinion. A lot of time on Reddit has helped to sort out the questionable creators. 4 Pits, take care of your family, you, and the four-legged creatures. Donna, I missed your question early on an exercise bike. My wit is off today. I try to think, but nothing happens. All right. Good for you, Prof. Oh, Ana Paula says, same here, Prof. I'm Portuguese. I can relate to that aspect. Yeah. Hey, I've known a bunch of types. I mean, have you ever known Persians? You want to talk about some spicy. Persians are kind of spicy there. Portuguese, I've known Brazilians. And Brazilians speak Portuguese, but not from Portugal. But the Brazilians are something else too. I spent quite an amount of time in Brazil, and Brazilians got a little of that Portuguese influence. Never give up, because some people have their own opinions that don't make it so. Think about the circumstantial evidence, possible coerced, but you're right, my feelings true. True feelings is 7, says Bobby. Yeah, I think you got a bunch. Time on Reddit back in the early years. Well, Joe, here's the thing that Joe cracks me up every time he gets on Sleuth Intuition. I think Joe missed a career in comedy. I tell you, because when he gets on Sleuth's ass and he starts doing the funny bit, it cracks me up, and I go to actually physically laughing, visibly laughing, and my little prof loves it when I laugh, when I break out into laughter. And so last night when he got on Sleuth's ass, I started cracking up. The little prof just loved it. He started cracking up with me. He partied, but no, the whole fucking let me cut out Richard Allen's face and paste it on random images. It's insanity. The guy's a fucking psycho. He's a fucking psycho. Okay, it's my best 50-year-old Anthony Schatz impression. Oh my god. Oh, Amy says it's even better on 2 times speed. Well, I don't know. It's like a couple months ago. He did a whole 30 minutes maybe on like an imitation for 30 minutes. He did the longest bit, and boy, that one really had me bent over laughing. But last night he just did a little 5-minute, a little touch of it. He didn't go into depth, but it was funny nevertheless. All right. Yeah, when I start cracking up, little prof starts cracking up just because he thinks it's hilarious that I'm cracking up. All right, so look. I wish, don't let 4Pit stop you. It's open lines. I don't do it all the time, so take advantage. But they won't take advantage. I feel like 3 lookouts, 4 perpetrators, in my opinion. Well, interesting you say that, Bobby Smith. Interesting you say that. But we'll talk about that later. I've already given my brief synopsis of my theory on the crime. Okay. Yeah, I'm not nearly as funny with my douche intuition. Douche intuition got nothing on Joe's version. But look, so I have a major announcement to make. Major announcement is I will be reopening the old Discord, okay, under certain conditions. It will require that you make a brand new account. Anyone that will enter the old Discord is going to make a brand new account. And it will be identity verified. Okay. So, so for those of you who are thinking that you would like to explore the old Discord that I had to lock up tight because of all of the shenanigans, go ahead and be prepared to create a new Discord account solely for the purpose of coming and join, and be prepared to have the highest level of identity verification. And I will case by case allow you into the old Discord as a new user. And that's just the way it's going to be. So some might be happy to hear that. Others might not give a shit. Doesn't matter to me. It's my decision because I think it will answer a lot of questions for those of you who don't understand my theory on the case and my thoughts on the case. Even though I've spelled it out so many times for you, okay? Spelled it out so many times what I actually think happened out there for various reasons. But I'm kind of tired about rehashing it repeatedly. So since it's all so well laid out in the Discord, I'll just open that to new users with identity verification. And then any of you who are extremely interested in that sort of thing can go and explore. And that's what it is. Okay. Sleuth, Marv, Greeno, and many more unbearable. Well, they're Troll Farm. They are part of the greater Troll Farm. They're the Troll Farm creator group. You got Sleuth, Marv, Greeno, Indie Archives, Thomas Frost, Jinx 13, Randy Gravitt, the Captain, the Inquisitor. You got some you would not think of. Some you would not think. I'm not going to go down a whole list, but I would say about 75% or two-thirds. About two-thirds of your Delphi creators are troll farm. And it's just the way that it is. It's the total controlled narrative on the internet. It's almost inconceivable what they have accomplished in 7 years. Hello, friends and trollers. Well, hello, trolls. Okay. Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Frank Meister. There's a whole, like I said, I'm not going to go down the whole list, but everyone you would think. I mean, Ruckus rocks. Okay. Everyone you would think. It's a controlled contingent, and they're there to fake consensus. That's what I was saying, old Mort. I was saying that. So they fake consensus as creators, but they also there's an entire contingent that does it in the chats and in the comment sections as trolls. So they use all their fake accounts. And look, all of them are not specifically weird names like I'm a troll. Many of them, they postured themselves as normal people. So you'll see a photo of a woman, a normal looking woman, kind of somewhat attractive, with a normal looking name, and so there's lots of the accounts use these normal looking accounts where it looks like an actual person with their actual photo, and then some of them have funny names, but there's black. Some of them there's a lot of black guys and girls. So some of these trolls accounts, they're racist, So they think that it's extra hidden if they use a black face and a black name. So you'll see some of them are African American. Some are women. Some are men. Some are white women. Some pretend to be sports channels. I mean, there's all sorts of them, but we've tracked them for so long that we've maintained a good following. And as these accounts cycle through the various images and names, we've caught them. We've caught them. So yeah. Anyhow, if 4 pits, exactly. I got 100 solid viewers. I mean, I got 100 solid viewers, 14 trolls maybe here. We got 115 watching. Yeah, 14, 15 trolls, 100 solid viewers. The 300 puppets from the West Coast, I don't need them. I don't need them in my chats or in my audience. And the most odd thing about this that Pitts is saying here, when I study my demographics and my analytics, 70% or more, I would say 74% on average, is in the state of Indiana. That's right. So out of these 100 viewers, 75 are sitting there in Indiana right now watching it. And like Noe says, that's what's important, because we are reaching the Indiana natives. And that's a fact. The fact that these trolls are almost all from Delphi, yes, Carroll County. Some from Lafayette, some from Delphi, some from Flora, some from Kokomo, some from Bloomington, some from Greenwood, some from Beech Grove. Basically, you got your Indianapolis vicinity or area, your Bloomington, Carmel, and then your Carroll County. I mean, normal thinking people do not deny facts because it makes them look wrong. You have my information. Feel free to check me out. No, I don't need to check you out. Their actions make sense now. Oh, what did I miss, Jojo? You said the first half of that? I remember when people were doing deep dives on the usernames mentioned in this case. I Googled some, and one was associated with a content creator, and I was confused and shocked. Their actions make sense now. I'm pretty sure Richard Allen is the wrong R. Wrong Richard? I don't know. I've had the extremely unpleasant experience of working with and trusting those who were seemingly solid and brilliant people, but were controlling opposition. Well, yeah, thank you, Lisa. Lisa, look, right now we have an entire scenario because, see, they were hiring people that were solely on the prosecutorial friendly side. Well, recently they've hired someone who is defense friendly. So isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So you truly do have controlled opposition now. So what they've done, they've hired people on both sides because what they want is they want to control both sides of the argument. So this family who is paying these people, they've hired primarily prosecution friendly individuals, but just to be slick and to be safe, they've also hired a few defense friendly creators to be producing content. And so this story is so complex that you'd never believe me if I told you in a million years. That's why I don't tell you. That's why I don't tell you. If I could cause enough shit that Gull had to read my ridiculous YouTube username, I'd be in. Well, just write Gull a 2-page pointless correspondence to the court just for the sake of promoting your agenda and getting your YouTube channel mentioned in the court filings. Try to legitimize yourself. Okay. Just try to get some legitimacy by writing a letter to the court with your YouTube channel name. That's how you get it done. Okay. Indie girl here. Well, that's interesting. I mean, nothing wrong with indie girls in general, I guess. I mean, I haven't met any that I'm okay with yet. I'm sure some are in here now. Oh, of course they are. All right, let me see. I see we got a bunch of trolls in here. See how they're all coming in? Don't you find it odd? Find it odd that the minute I start hitting on the funny bone, they all come in when I hit that sensitive spot. Okay. Oh yeah, they're all coming in. They're all coming in because I'm hitting on some actual pertinent points that no one wants to hear. All right. I live close to Coach Kev. Well, he's one of the troll farm, Bonnie, unfortunately. He is a troll farm. Unfortunately. Yeah, they're hiring both sides. That's the thing. They have hired individuals you would not think. What happens in the Discord that doesn't hear? Well, I mean that I've laid out my theory pretty well with receipts in that Discord, and I don't like to keep repeating my thoughts here on the streams. I was fooled by extremely sophisticated lobbyists. The troll farm is a dumpster fire in comparison, and quite obvious at that. That's true, because they hire meth heads and shit. Desperate people. I mean, basically, they do this. People who are hard up for money are cheap, and so they hire them. That's who gets hired. No letter. I want to include myself, not incriminate. Is it as complex as Boys on the Tracks? It's more complex than Boys on the Tracks. Yeah, so imagine that, because it's the same. It's the same as Boys on the Tracks. You got the prosecutor and this and that. You got a whole bunch of complications. Indie girl but moved away. Go won't even read it. Yeah, if you write a letter. Some usernames are just so vile that people with brains will be embarrassed to be associated with them. Pure blood, my big ass. Yeah, pure blood's a troll. And like little prof's mom. I mean, how is that appropriate? Like, you're bringing my 4-year-old into it, and he was 3 at the time you created that. So you're using my 3-year-old. Yeah, they've done a lot of stupid shit. I'm going to move to Indy. I want in on the money action. Don't move to Indy. You're liable to get shot. Okay. Yeah, well, if you want to be in the crowd, okay, here's what you do. You got to become a biker, and then you become a cop or a firefighter or both, and then you pledge allegiance, and then boom, you're in the club. I mean, that's Indiana. That's the Delphi murders troll farm for you. All right, so yeah, guys, look, I'm going to shut it down if no one joins the chat. Look, I'll put an invite up once more. I mean, no one joins the open call. This is an open line, and I just don't want to sit here and talk to the screen the rest of the day. So I'll give it 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, someone join the stream, or we'll just go ahead and shut it down. Give me a moment anyway. I need to get something to drink. 1 moment, please don't leave. Look, I'll put the music on. When we're going to talk about Richard Allen's innocence, we're not. We're not, because how do you know he's innocent? How do you know that Richard Allen is innocent when we don't have enough to gauge so? What we can talk about is corruption in Carroll County, because that's clear. There is enough evidence of that. It is obvious. And that's something we actually do know about. All right. Controlled opposition research is a multi-million-dollar propaganda business. I mean, listen. the thing about this whole thing is there is, in my opinion, there are connections to politics. Okay? So because there are connections to politics, political tools are and have been used. And so this is strategies, techniques from the politics that has been used to cover these murders up, because these murders are tied to politicians. Do I have to say it any more clear? I didn't think Freakmeister did anything, but his response to it makes me think it's true. He's troll farm. What do you mean? He's troll farm. I mean, don't you understand that? You got a lot of catching up to do, Freckle Joy. Okay. Anyone know Deputy Mike Hobbs in Delphi? No, I don't. Right, so kind of feels like a Friday. It's only a Tuesday. What the hell? All right, let me see what's going on here. Freckle Joy said what? Oh, I understand. I understand what you're saying, Freckle Joy, now. Yeah, well, I mean, don't you understand that receipts were found? Receipts were found for that, Freckle Joy. Come on, receipts were found. Enough said. Now I'm missing what Precascent said, that receipts were found. Okay. Phil Bond is a troll. Phil Bond is a troll, so you're out of here now, Phil Bond. I mean, come on. You see how they're trying to sneak in here? See how they sneak in? I agree about it feeling like a Friday. I fell asleep during the news article and woke up a few minutes ago. He's hiding from something. Well, who's a media manager? All right. But yeah, we're dealing with controlled opposition, but we're dealing with political tools. That's why this has been hard to handle for 7 years. I mean, they almost, like I said in my last show was very important, even though I was extremely aggravated and pissed off. I said a lot of important things, okay? 7 years of a cover-up, 7 years. The place they messed up, okay? The place they messed up is by creating that bridge guy video. Okay, by creating that bridge guy video and the audio, And I would also say the Abby on the bridge Snapchat bullshit. Okay, by creating all that shit and by having Kelsey go out and do so much jaw japping, blah 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 blah, gamma 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 gamma. Okay, they they really created a magnet for people's attention. Okay, so that's where they fucked up. If I honestly believe if they had not created that bridge guy uh, fantasy to draw people's attention, uh, they possibly could have gotten away with it because everything else they have controlled really really well. Okay. Okay. Where they fucked up was creating something that was enticing or alluring to people, and people would look at this and say like, "What's intriguing?" That's the word I'm looking for. I was searching for it. Not enticing, not alluring, intriguing. They created something so intriguing to the general public that they fucked up. They went too far because this bridge guy video and audio was so intriguing to the public because the public looked at it and said, "Hey, wow, so you have video of the guy that you say killed these girls, and you have audio of the guy that you say killed these girls." And remember, now some of you may not remember this, but it's actual factual. In the first year or two, they were even indicating that bridge guy was also captured in the Abby Snapchat photo. Do you guys remember that? So the Abby on the bridge, which is photoshopped, that photoshopped Abby on the bridge photo, they were hinting in the early days that bridge guy was also captured way in the background on that image. Okay, so they had you thinking that this bridge guy video, this bridge guy audio, and this Abby Photoshop shit with bridge guy way in the background, this small. Well, it was captivating. So everyone who could have given a fuck about this case, well, they saw it. They saw this bridge guy video, and then when the audio and the guys got released, so then now we got guys down the hill, guys down the hill, and you got the bridge guy, and you can't even. It's all smeared. The face is smeared intentionally with Photoshop, so you can't even tell what the face is. And then you have this this uncanny, like it's you look at it's almost like a work of art, this Abby on the bridge photo. When you look at this Abby on the bridge photo, it's like it's something is appealing about it. You look at it, it's like, well, that's an appealing image. Okay. And so you got all of that together was very compelling and alluring to people. People looked at it and were like drawn to this case. And then Kelsey, over and over and over, okay, over and over the years, bullshit, 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 bullshit. And then Doug Carter, bullshit, 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 bullshit. Becky Patty, bullshit, 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 bullshit. Riley, bullshit, bullshit. All the cops, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. All the press conferences, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. All the YouTubers, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Gray Hughes, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. It's too much. It's too much. So by doing too much, that's something we were saying 5-10 years ago. I used to tell my kid, I'm like, you do too much. That was a thing people, the young folks were saying 10 years ago. They were like, you do too much. You're doing too much. You do too much. They did too much. Yeah. You looked at the video and you're like, you got video of this guy, even though the face is smeared with Photoshop, so to make sure you can't identify him. You got a picture of the girl, supposedly. I mean, it's just too much appeal to people. So, yeah, what you did, you drew the attention of the world onto yourselves. Okay? Problem. You made a mistake. You made mistakes. You made mistakes because those mistakes will be your downfall. Because no matter what happens with Richard Allen, the attention of the world will not stop. It will not go away. It will not cease. And that's just a matter of fact. And so not only that, even if Richard Allen was or was not involved, whatever his part was, whether he had one or not, this is beyond Richard Allen. Everyone knows it. I mean, the only ones who deny it are those who are obviously paid to promote a narrative. Okay, so what they say is, oh, he's a lone wolf killer. Yeah, yeah, right. He's a lone wolf killer. Come on. Lone wolf killers don't have 150 people covering up the murders for them. There's no, a lone wolf killer, he's going to cover his own ass, and maybe his wife will cover his ass. But there's no way that the entire law enforcement in the county is going to cover the ass and the entire fire department. No, 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 no. That pic of Abby on the bridge is what drew me to this case. Something about it seemed odd. Now I know what's odd about it. I'm appalled at how stupid they thought us. Cults have been paying degenerates to smear, bring down, and eliminate you if you have evidence that exposes them. Bad actors responsible for this have done dirty work for Ellie for years. Yes. Yeah, and they're tied to Kokomo. They are. They're tied to the meth trade in that whole area. They are. Because I am alleging the killers are tied to Kokomo. The killers are tied to the meth trade in the area. And the killers are tied to the sex clubs. It's all one big thing. It's the economy. It's the black market economy in that vicinity and in that area. And so obviously all your people involved in the cover-up are also part of it. Okay. Right, so let's see what else we got here. The big Delphi group. Well, all the big Delphi groups are controlled. I mean, guys, don't you realize that Facebook is the worst? I found one group on Facebook that's worth a shit. One group. All the fucking groups on Facebook are full of shit. Every single group on Facebook is full of shit. I found one group that's not. And it's a very tiny group. It's a very tiny group. Yeah, Facebook is just a cesspool. Facebook is the worst. Yeah, the phone being left behind. Come on, it wasn't left behind. The phone was planted. It was under the shoe, under the body, that was under the sticks. I mean, think of how many layers that is. So you got ground. Okay, that's the ground. Then you got shoe. You got body. You got sticks. All placed. 3 layers. And then the ground. Think Mike is Bridge Guy? I don't know. Bridge Guy is a figment of imagination. Bridge Guy was pasted onto the bridge. I mean, don't you guys understand that that's not just an allegation now? Bridge Guy was a series of still images. I believe it's of a guy in the woods. It was cut and pasted onto the image of the bridge. You guys want me to read you the article that actually revealed that? Almost everyone dedicated to this case says they started because they couldn't believe the guy in the video hadn't been identified, because he never existed, because that moment never happened. That moment never happened. Yeah, it was a wild goose chase. It was a figment of your imagination. All of it was. But they thought they would get away with it because they thought people would just go with it and that they had control of it. And, over time, like they would just be able to use their moves because they had people in law enforcement. They had people in the city government. They had people in the city police department. They had people in the sheriff's office. They had people in the FBI. They had people in the IFP. They thought that they had everyone in place. They had people in the courts. They thought they had everyone in place to cover this up. But where they couldn't cover it up is by putting it on the internet and people being attracted to it, and you can't control people's minds. Not everyone's. Kelsey asked Carter if they thought Delphi was tied to other cases. He said they are watching for similar cases all over the U.S. and internationally. He also said we have every federal agency at our disposal. Yeah, I'm not buying it, Doug. Kurtz is in for life. I can't figure out why they won't convince him to take a full fall. Well, he probably did, is what I'm saying, Digital, because he got the time. He got the time that he was negotiating for, is the word on the street. What does that tell you? They were so greedy that they had to bring attention to a case that would have faded away. Yes, and they fucked up. There's another case going on right now in Florida with the same MO. There's probably a group of LE, FBI, and retired military that go after anyone with evidence that exposes. They do the setup and plan. Yeah, which is it? Says Lisa. So do I. Which is it? If you get rid of all the criminals, no one can make money. Well, it's the economy in the Carroll County. What would really be eye-opening if this is being investigated in secret, in my opinion only. Well, word on the street is it is. Hypothetical is a truth seeker, I believe. I believe he's also he has reason to have knowledge of certain things. Who benefits from the criminals yet never gets their hands dirty? Well, I'll tell you this, the sheriff, etc. With all the craziness going on, people will seek out info on these cases. I just find it ironic how they are keeping him out of Gen Pop. Yet Brian K. isn't treated anywhere near how. Yeah, isn't it odd? Isn't it odd? Where Kurtz could now say he did it alone and the case might go away for everyone else. No, I think that Kurtz actually is the one who broke it wide open. Because remember, when did the change of direction press conference come about? When was the young guy sketch revealed? When was the empty bridge photo shown? Why? It was right after Kurtz got arrested. Oh yeah, I think Kurtz talked right away. That's why you had a change of direction. That's why you had an empty bridge posted up in that conference. That's why you had a new sketch that looked like someone that we don't want to mention. But it's just my conspiracy theory because I believe Kurtz was involved. Tax-paying American citizens are sick of this. Well, aren't you sick of the support for all the wars around the world? Because look at what they're doing now. They are voting now to send how much money to Ukraine and Israel? How much money? Okay. They are fleecing the American people, and they have been for years. They are stealing the fortunes of your ancestors. The contaminated crime scene was done on purpose. Yes, it was. That's why they touched the bodies. That's why they Not going to say the rest. That's why they left the sticks, though. I mean, the sticks were left. You think that's an accident? Prisons, for the most part, are privately owned. Empty cells, empty pockets. Imagine what they are making on. They announced it 2 weeks after Kurt's arrest. But I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Kurtz didn't have an alibi. He didn't know where he was. Neither did someone else on YouTube. Someone else on YouTube had the exact same story as Kurtz. You know that? Isn't that odd? Someone else on YouTube. Bridge guy was identified. It was in the papers, but it's been scrubbed. Yeah, what was the bicycle road or whatever it's called? What was that search warrant about? Bicycle Bridge Road, something like that. Her name is Neely Petrie Blanchard. She worked with a lawyer to get her children back, and this lawyer had caught the CPS selling children. He filed suit. The group killed him, framed Neely. I almost couldn't believe it when Warren showed us, but here we are. You see, this is a troll here. I have to document this. Okay. Okay, and then I have to do this. Let's see. All right. You see how they're doing? They're coming into my channel to threaten me and my family. You see that? I'm going to threaten my family. Keep your threats up. Keep it up, because this goes to law enforcement. The ones who matter, too. So keep threatening my family. Just for that, I'm not ending the stream. I got to go find that. You just created that account to come and mention my family, right? You just created that account to mention my family? That's interesting. Keep talking about my family, and we'll get to yours. We'll get to yours, sir. Okay, in case you guys want to know, he's talking about my mother and my brother. Okay, that's my mother and my brother. Okay, my mother and my brother. So it's not good enough to go after my son and my dead brother. Now you're going to go after my brother and my mother? Okay. Keep it up. Why don't you bring your pussy ass on the stream? Come on. Click the link. Click the link. Click the link. Hey, Bobby, I bet you won't click the link because you're a pussy, right? Right, Bobby? Let me see. Who are you? Who are you? Let me think. Who would you be? Who would you be? Because you want to come and mention my family on my YouTube live stream? Listen, you're a fucking dumbass. My name is already known. Anyone knowing my name could get a background check. They'll know my fucking family. So, I mean, who do you think you're impressing or frightening? You're not frightening me. You're not impressing me. You're not impressing the chat because they know what background checks are, and you $30 a month, and you could find out anyone's name, and I've done it to all of you. So just tell me who you are and click the link and come on the stream. If you have actual balls, testicles, nuts. No, but you don't, because yours are this tiny. But yeah, you want to cover up the murders of 6 baby girls, Bob? Yeah, he'd like to keep the crimes, the murders of 6 baby girls hidden because that's what he thinks is the best thing to do. Was that Thomas Frost, or was it Christopher Long, or was it Ruckus? Was it George Nye? Was it George Oliver Nye, or was it Christopher Winston Long, or was it Thomas Brett Frost, or was it Courtney Amber Farley, or was it Richard Lee Snay? Oh, by the way, Rick, we've talked to Brandy and Serenity, so. And Ruckus, by the way, I hear you sleep around on your wife. Yeah, maybe I should let her know on Facebook since I got her Facebook account. Oh yeah, Amber, Courtney Amber Farley, Barris. I'm sorry. I know you're not really married. George Maxwell died in Carroll County Jail. That's my daughter's grandfather. I've seen something about Bicycle Bridge Road. Raid. It's not me, Bobby, you're talking about. No, it's the other one. It's the Bob who's coming in mentioning my family members. Like that's some threat or something. Like, do you think that frightens me? What a douche. You think that's going to make me not do YouTube? We are still here, motherfuckers, and you're losing. Tell Slick Nick and the rest to give up or find another angle. Yeah. Well, how about I tell how you stalked me in Delphi when I was on the high bridge? Do you want me to tell that story? Don't worry, I've already sent it to law enforcement. But do you want me to tell the people that? Because since your channel, you take such pride in your channel that you have to turn off comments. Maybe I should talk about how you stalked me at the high bridge. Maybe I should give the FBI the email address you used to bait me. Oh, don't worry, it's already in the works. Yeah, I know I'm over the target. That's what. So what was I talking about? I'm talking about all of them being paid by the family. Okay, so let's go. Let's put the threat back up. Let's get the threat back up because that one's a hilarious moment. Okay, there's your threat. So hey. So the family is paying YouTubers on both sides, right, to promote a certain narrative. You've got trolls who also do it in the chats and in the comment sections, like this. Okay. Not only do they mention your little 3-year-old child, they mention your deceased family members. They mention your parents. I had Karen White, also known as this bitch named Bossy. Okay, also known as Bossy Vigilante, also known as Vicarious Vigilantes. She put up my mother and father in her YouTube videos. Karen White, who is friendly with the Klein family, oddly enough, just like Richard Lee Snay. Karen Michelle White. Yes. So if you think it's so hilarious to mention family members, maybe you want me to mention your names every show because, obviously I don't mention your names every show, but you're begging me to go after you. You're begging. Oh yeah, it's all been documented, Bobby Smith. It's been documented for over a year. And that's what's funny about these fuck faces. They don't realize how it all adds up. It's like, you motherfuckers don't think that I know it's the same five of you. Bad news. I've collected receipts for every single comment you've ever made. Okay. Every single threat you've ever made. Every single phone call. Everything you've ever done, I've collected. I still possess it. Don't you realize that shit adds up over time? Why are these people so weird? Well, it's the meth, and it's the pedophilia, and it's the fear of them and their families going to prison the rest of their lives. But hey, they're all the Delphi local meth heads, and the ones in the Dropbox, and the creators who get paid, hired by the family to promote their agenda. Of course, I have copies of those receipts. Oh, others do? Well, yes, because where it is, others have access to. Fucking idiots! They don't realize what I've done. I mean, it's also it's been submitted to law enforcement already. I have an open case. Like, these fuckers don't realize I have an open case. Well, you fuckers are something. They've been cyber stalking and threatening, harassing me, which is a federal crime, for over a year. Yes, that's okay. I have the receipts. And how are you going to deny hundreds of receipts that you are responsible for when it's forensically, digitally tied to you? Anyway, the floor was open, but as you can tell, instead of the fucktards coming in, clicking the link, and addressing me on my channel, they rather come in and mention my family members who have nothing to do with any of this in my chat. So that's the type of pussies you're dealing with. All right. They will learn the hard way, because don't you know that the attorneys can take each incident as a separate felony? So when it's presented and each incident is presented as a separate charge, do you realize how many that's going to stack up? $137 million settlement over the botched Nesser case. Yeah, well, so they're signing their warrants. They're basically signing their warrants. Yes, they are. And they think that they're going to be protected because of the fraternal organization that controls all the courts and stuff. But no, 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 no. You guys don't understand what ball has started rolling here. And it's beyond the prof, and it's beyond Joe Lewis, and it's beyond Abby and Libby. The ball that has been set into motion, what's been rolling here, is so big. And you're trying to take down the guy who started it. We're not going to talk about him either, but that's still in motion too. They will have more charges than Jamie Knoll. Yeah. Because like you saw, like notice those family members of Jamie Knoll, right? Each time they scan that card, that's a separate felony. That's why the daughter has 9 felonies. That's 9 times she went and made a purchase using that card. You getting it? Each time she swiped that card was a felony. Okay? These people here, each comment Their problem is that their protection systems have worked for so long that they got complacent, believing that they could fool everybody all of the time. Yes, and that there would never be anything strong enough to come in behind you and actually cause true justice. But I think you guys have misjudged, and it's not just that. It's with Epstein. It's with the presidential politics. It's with all the celebrities in Hollywood, and it's with the Delphi murders, and you'll find out. Uh, Lisa K. West. All right, I wanted to say someone bought a membership. I wanted to say Anna Paula. Anna Paula, let me put that back up. Thank you, Anna Paula, for becoming a member. That was a while back. I think we were watching the program on Mr. Knoll as you did that membership. But thank you for becoming a member, Anna Paula. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, so the good old troll farm, they just think that they can continue forever because they run shit here, and I'm a little boy who needs to be afraid. Hey, come on. I mean, obviously, you're not so brave that you can't come on the screen and express yourself. You're not that brave, troll farm. You can threaten in the chat, but you can't come in the fat. Threaten in the chat, but not in the fat, huh? Threaten in the chat, but not in the fat. It's the Delphi troll farm. Bring your fat ass onto the screen. I'll deal with you. Link's right there. The link is right there. Turd. Come on, turd. Link's right there. All you got to do is click it. It's not that difficult. You just click it. The agenda is to destroy America from the inside out. Cloward and Piven is a good thing to read. Donna, great live. Unfortunately, I got to go. See you all. Good to see you all. Stand strong. We'll see you later, Donna. All right, so, when you leave the door open, they just won't come visit. But then as soon as you close the door, they want to bang the door down. They want to knock on the door and bang on and scream and yell outside the door. But you open the door and they go run and hide around a corner in a bush. It's hilarious. We're losers. People making threats are awful close to the gang, maybe involved in the crimes, to be stupid enough to threaten in public. BP must be getting nervous. That's what I'm saying to you. I've been saying it for a fucking year. I mean, you guys are just starting to it's getting through the heads now. I've been screaming it to you for a year. The people making threats are awful close to the gang, maybe involved in the crimes, to be stupid enough to threaten in public. Becky must be getting nervous. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night, or a day, I should say. None of our nice folks are joining the chat, joining the link, and none of the troll farm has the balls to click the link because they're ballless. They're troll farm. When you're fat, your penis and balls basically disappear because you're so fat. You see, we got more trolls coming in. You see that? Oh, they're coming in now. More of you. Keep on coming in. Keep on coming in. Why does the other side not want Elvis? Because they don't want anyone who actually may have had anything to do with this crime involved in this case whatsoever. I mean, they're like I keep alleging, they're solely interested in covering up the murders of Abby and Libby. Their sole purpose is covering up the murders of Abby and Libby. But they're on here pretending to care about the murders of Abby and Libby. That's why I call them Troll Farm. Get rid of K West and Four Pits to stand a chance in court. Talk of boy lately. I'm just a commenter on YouTube. The boy is losing it. Yeah, well, he's paid. He's paid. Come on. Who does he know in Kokomo? Also, who does he know in law enforcement? What club is he in? Oh, they're all the same, Freckle Joy. They're all the same. They're all the same. They're all the same. They do care about the murders of Abby and Libby. It's their pride and joy. They care even more for the murderers. Yes, their sole job is covering up the murders of Abby and Libby. They're protecting the people who would go to prison. That's the reason they do what they do. All right, so we'll get out of here. All right, we'll get out of here. Why's my computer freezing up here? Oh. You see? You see them? See them coming in? Bye, pussy. You won't join the stream, will you? You won't join the stream, but you'll come in the chat. Oh, big deal. Big deal. Big deal. Come on the stream. All right. Good night, Bobby Smith. The next one will be sooner than you think. Sooner than you think. Let me see. Well, these people are fucking freaks. Hey, Randy Gravett, you're a freak. Ruckus Rocks, you're a freak. Thomas Frost, you're a freak. Raffy, is that the real Raffy in here, or is there a is that the real Raffy? Or is this a fake account? Let's make sure it's him. It's him. Hey, Raffy, You want to chit chat about Thomas Miller a little bit before you go? I see you got a little picture of Thomas Miller on your channel. I'll tell you what I know about Thomas Miller. Tell me what you know about Thomas Miller. Let's talk about Thomas Miller. Thomas Miller. Yeah, because Thomas Miller, boy, is he tied to some shit you just would not believe. You just would not believe Thomas Miller. Tommy Miller, as I call him. Thomas fucking Miller. Jennifer Barnes Dean and Thomas Miller. And Greeno. Craig Larkins, Warren Asher, Ted Baer. That Thomas Miller. It's legit. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thomas fucking Miller. I've been meaning to put together a little video for you guys. It's just I've been busy with other things, but I have a video. Yeah, that group right there. That group right there. Okay. See, the thing is, we got some documentation, we got some receipts on this group, and the most interesting thing, okay, it ties to this. It ties to this. Now, don't you find this interesting? Don't you find that interesting? It's because they're all troll farm, Freckle Joy. That's the thing, Freckle Joy, listen. Why would anything surprise you about the troll farm? They all stick together. They work for each other. They prop each other up. Like they have this thing, okay? They prop each other up. Okay, they prop each other up. Troll farm does. The attempt is to validate each other, to give each other credibility, to make each other seem accepted and part of a group and part of the group of locals who care about this case and the Flora case. But they do not care about this case nor the Flora case. Because if they did care about this case or the Flora case, why would their primary MO be chaos and division? Okay, if they cared about this case, why would they come into the Delphi community and dox, harass, slander, cause chaos, and try to cause division among people in the community? Because when you care about a case, you don't go into the community of people who also care about the case. You don't go into that community causing chaos, division, doxing, slandering. You don't go into that community causing all of that, okay? But this exact group of locals who care about the Delphi murders, all they do is that. However, they primarily do it through troll accounts. But so that means behind a fake mask. So they get in this troll account and they go through it under that troll account and they cause all of this shit. They do all of this. And what they also do, they use others. So they'll pass off stuff and say, oh, dox this guy for me. Or, hey, go harass this guy for me. And how do they cause division? They lie. They go behind the scenes and they start rumors and lies. And they go tell this one, and this one, this one, this one, this thing, this one. And the whole thing is to create all of this friction. Now, if they cared about the case, why would they do that? And they do the same with Flora. Now, just coincidentally, they're all tied into law enforcement, white supremacists, and the meth game. What are the odds? What are the odds? Like the boy pretending to have the defense's best interest at heart. You know, like that bullshit. Yeah, he's tied to law enforcement and the Kokomo crew. That's not true, Precascent. That's not true. You guys don't understand Randy, okay? That whole thing, what you thinking Randy is one way is not true, okay? We know Randy behind the scenes. They must be connected to worry this much. There's a lot of motherfuckers swallowing their nut. I put a video out that shows the links between Greeno, Asher, Klein, and Huddleston. Hey, is it called Delphi Murders, The Friends of Klein? Rafi? Is that what it's called? Rafi is playing stupid, but still a punk. That's what I mean. Yeah, Rafi's not that. Randy's not that stupid. Okay, Randy knows what the fuck's going on. Okay, it's called Delphi Murders, The Friends of K. Klein. So let me I'm gonna save it to watch later. Okay, and then I'm also gonna put it here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's time we call all this shit out. Okay, this is the bottom line. They want to go to war. They want to have war. So it's time we actually call out the facts, because this whole thing about holding our tongues, biting our tongues, uh, fuck it. It's we've tried being nice for too long. Okay, we've tried being nice for too long. Because when you give a fuck about the Flora baby girls, you don't go to the cemetery and start screaming at people like you've lost your fucking mind while their mother is there. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay? You don't go on these walks just to post it onto Facebook while you're causing chaos behind the scenes. Who did he name? Digital. Yes, there's a campground. Kim's, what's a campground? The fucking Kim's Crypt, the Kim's campground, all the fucking freaks. And yes, Huddleston. And Huddleston is connected to a lot more people than you think. There are lots of Huddlestons, and they are connected to people you would not think they are connected to. Kathy Shank, Christopher Shank. Rick Huddleston, brother, held a gun to Dennis Spencer's head. But yeah, there's inbreeding, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that there's actual retarded stupidity. Like, yeah, there's inbreeding. There's a lot of it. But trust me, this guy ain't stupid. Okay. Thing is, he never thought his friends would tell on him. That's all I'll say. He never thought his fucking friends would tell on him. But you made bad choices in friends, bro, because they told. It's all the fucking meth dealers. They're all covering each other's asses. Come on. All right. I will not name all the people that were there that day because, first of all, I don't know. And secondly, if I did, it would be me reiterating what I've already laid out. I've already did a name. I've already named names. So you just want to? Are you trying to get me into some sort of situation? That's. I mean, kind of sounds like you want me to. Sounds like you want me to get into some situation by naming names. I've already done it many times. It's all been redacted to say searchers and remove the names or article entirely. Wow, do you happen to have that somewhere? Yeah, a lot. There's so much scrubbed. By the way, I did find Kelsey's stupid ass debunking video. I found some clips from it on the channel. Maybe we should take a look at that soon. Knott was on the social media link between Huddleston and Klein. Oh, you got it. Good, good, good. Okay, good. Oh my God. Yeah, but I mean, the shit with coming in, threatening my family, mentioning my family. You guys are fucking losers. Like, you think this shit works? Still works? Like, don't you realize we're beyond that? Like, the minute you dox me, you knew my name and address. Mentioning my family no longer has effect. I mean, you guys gotta fucking grow beyond that. That's like that has zero effect. All right, I'm out of here. Let's wind it down. Yeah, all of that shit has zero effect anymore. I mean, it's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. Oh, did he? You don't say. Which boy? Which boy's dad? What's on there, digital? Oh, I see. No, I'm not going to watch that shit because I can't stand. You know that's bossy. Of course, it's Troll Farm. 50. Okay, 50 Shade. Randy and fucking Bossy. Oh my God, Troll Farm. You think I'm gonna go watch that? But I'd love to know the name. Yeah, a lot of interesting. Not Huddleston Klein means meth. kind of lost, K West. You'll rewatch it. Can you put it in the comments later? Because yeah, I cannot go stand to go watch that bullshit. Take one for the team, brother. Thank you. Noe always fusses at me for shit I refuse to go watch. He'll say like blah blah blah, prof. Uh, he'll say, prof, you got to go watch blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that, Noe. And he's like, but prof, how are you gonna know if you never go watch it? I said, I'm not fucking watching it, Noe. So he ends up, he always sends me the clip. He'll send me a clip. He takes one for the team. All right, so yeah, back to Mark Robert Cohen, threatening me and shit. Fuck you, fuck your wife, and how do you feel having a body behind you over these leaks? It sucks, doesn't it? It sucks. It's real fucked up, dude. It's real fucked up that you want to come and threaten me uh, when you took money and you got uh, a PCA that lists you as the leaker to YouTubers and podcasters. It doesn't name anyone else, you piece of shit. Okay, it doesn't name Fortson is doing it. It doesn't name Snay is doing it. It doesn't name Ruckus is doing it, although we know they all did it. No, fuckface. It names Mark Robert Cohen as being the individual who leaked the crime scene photos to all the YouTubers and podcasters. Well, it says various. Various means more than one, right? Okay. So you like commenting and threatening people, don't you? Shouldn't allowed your tattoos to be photographed, because now we got your tattoos in photography, and I'll be exposing those later too. Because I don't take kindly to a pussy like you coming and threatening me and giving me an ultimatum when you were the one who leaked the crime scene photos of Abby and Libby, which pretty much fucking derailed this case, delayed it by 6 months, and you almost got the defense kicked off. So you were such a little stank piece of shit that I'm going to devote a whole episode towards you, and then probably one more towards your family, and then probably another one towards your role in all the leaks and the death of Robert Fortson, Robert Kyle. You know, Kyle, your alleged buddy who you wouldn't pick up the phone and fucking take his phone calls in the day or two before he fucking left the earth and left his little fucking daughter behind, who now doesn't have a daddy because of you. But you want us to not criticize your actions because of your sick daughter who's recovered now? Yeah, you piece of shit. You're also best friends with the troll farm. We know that too. So yeah, getting off of your nuts ain't gonna happen, no matter how much you threaten me or bring up my family. So I just wanted to leave that parting message for you. All right. Karen White. Yeah, she wants to fuck with me. They all want to fuck with me, so come on. They won't click the link though. You see this link that's still, it should be pinned at the top of the chat. Not one of them clicked that link, did they? No, because everything must be done in the dark, in the shadows, behind a mask, behind a fake account, as a troll, or on their own channels where it's safe to talk shit on Prof. Not one of them will click the fucking link. Some already know because I've said it for months. Gonna drop the link to family in a bit. Uh-oh. BJ. Yeah. Hey, K West, if you're talking about K West, damn, leave a comment somewhere and clarify that BJ and the Chrysler plant for me. What are you saying, bro? What are you saying? Cowgirl, Tommy Frost lover. Tommy Frost's gay lover. El puto. I have his name, but needed someone to say his information first. I have his address and all his family. I hate they gotta be trolls. I was quite fond of cute little troll dolls with Jude bellies as a child. Oh, too bad they call them trolls. Yeah, it's a stupid name. It's a stupid name. Because what they actually are they're people complicit in covering up the murders of Abby and Libby for all of these fucking meth dealing, pedophile bikers. You know, Kokomo Crew, Garrett Kurtz, and Huddlestons, and fucking white supremacists. You know, the dickheads. The people responsible for the murders of all of these girls that people are still figuring out, allegedly. Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay, West. Wow. Yeah. Well, you know, ties to law enforcement, ties to Kokomo Crew, ties to the Chrysler plant. No wonder. Plus, he's hard up for money. So yeah, he needed a job, and he got hired. Are you seeing a pattern here with the people who go after people? Are you seeing a pattern? But hopefully he'll follow in suit. Okay, hopefully he'll follow in suit. But yeah, trolls, send me an email. Click the link next time I put it up. Be a man. Stop being some weak ass trolls who don't know shit and who gotta hide to say what you gotta say. You gotta hide to say what you gotta say. Stop doing that. People would have more respect for the troll farm if they did things respectfully. You know, like come out under your own face, your own name, and talk your shit. Then people might respect you. But you've all become non-issue because of your lack of respectability. All right. All right. Thank you guys for listening. It's only going to get worse. And by that, I mean, the more information comes out, the worse the picture is. It's an ugly picture. It's an ugly picture. And it's fucking Carroll County. It's Indiana. It's the rhinos. It's the bikers, the meth dealers, skinheads, I like to call them, the club. Why are they covering up the murders of Abby and Libby? Don't make sense, right? And the 4 black girls in Florida. Why would they be covering that up? There's no excuse for it ever. I mean, let the truth be known. Why not? Good night, everybody. Not good night. See you later on tonight. See you later on tonight. Taking a break. See you a little later tonight. Yeah, Amy's posted the support pathway. Leave a comment or financial support. Give likes, whatever you want to do to support. Appreciate it. Check it out.